Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. This is Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. This is Ghazala Amin with the final lecture for your PRM 700 class, which is the Advanced Project Management. We spent the last lecture reviewing some of the major concepts. अब तक आप लोगों को वो याद हो जाने चाहिए जितनी दफ़ा मैंने रिपीट किया है throughout the semester, and then also focusing on the right and the few things in the last lecture. Project क्या है, प्रोग्राम क्या है, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट क्यों और उसकी डेफिनेशन क्या है. वी टॉक्ड अबाउट द 5 phases ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, उनका इंटरैक्शन किस तरह से एरो जा रहे हैं, कहाँ जा रहे हैं, क्यों जा रहे हैं. उसके बाद द 9 नॉलेज एरियाज, द 42 processes that connect the 9 knowledge areas with the 5 phases of the project life cycle. अलग अलग नाम जो हम देते हैं डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट फेजेस को, और फिर हमने बात की WBS की, वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर. हमने बात की SOW की, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ वर्क, प्रोजेक्ट प्रपोजल, प्रोजेक्ट चार्टर पे बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्कशन हुई, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. यूज़ दैट लेक्चर अप्रोप्रिएटली. स्टेक होल्डर क्या होते हैं, स्पॉन्सर क्या होते हैं, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द रीजंस व्हाई सर्टन people are more important in certain phases of the project. Life cycle का bell curve, maximum usage of resources, whether they are human resources or cost resources in the execution phase of the project, and so on so forth. अब उसी concept को हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं. We covered the initiation phase in the last lecture. अब से हम आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. The 9 PMBOK areas and the 5 process group. Project integration management, project scope management, project time management, project cost management, project quality management, project human resource management, project communication management, project risk management, and project procurement management. You need to know all of these knowledge areas. Until the 4th edition of PMBOK, they had identified these 9 knowledge areas. They have added another knowledge area called the project stakeholder management as the 10th knowledge area. But for the purpose of this class and the discussion, focus yourself in the 9 knowledge areas and the 5 process groups, connected by 42 processes. This is the color picture that you have seen in not just the last lecture, but also in many of the previous lectures. Each of the knowledge area, each of the 9 knowledge areas are represented by a unique color. It also shows you where some of these processes are strewn across. For example, हमने last time भी project integration management की बात की थी, इस दफ़ा भी करते हैं. इनिशिएशन फेज़ में डेवलपमेंट ऑफ अ प्रोजेक्ट चार्टर है, प्लानिंग में डेवलपमेंट ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट प्लान है. मूविंग इनटू द एग्जीक्यूशन फेज़, इट्स डायरेक्टिंग एंड मैनेजिंग ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट एग्जीक्यूशन. मॉनिटरिंग एंड कंट्रोलिंग में देयर आर 2 processes, monitor and control of project work and performing of integrated change control. Closure phase में we have the close of the project or the phase. प्रोजेक्ट इंटीग्रेशन मैनेजमेंट को क्यों हम इतनी इम्पोर्टेंस देते हैं? इसलिए कि थिंक ऑफ ऑल दीज पर्ल्स स्ट्रून अक्रॉस, ज़मीन पे गिरे हुए हैं, उनको हम 1 by 1 परोते हैं तो वो एक स्ट्रिंग ऑफ पर्ल्स बन जाते हैं. दैट इज़ द ब्यूटी ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट इंटीग्रेशन मैनेजमेंट. प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर का बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट काम ये है कि वो एक इंटीग्रेटर है ऑफ ऑल दीज प्रोसेसेस, मेकिंग श्योर to use all the right process in the right phase ताकि आपका प्रोजेक्ट सक्सेसफुल और ट्रबल फ्री हो. The 42 processes, the 9 knowledge areas, the 5 process groups. In this particular picture, we've already talked about the initiation processes in the last lecture. अब हम उसी को pursue करते हैं under the planning phase. So what is the purpose of project planning? The purpose of project planning is to do two things: establish and maintain plans that define project activities. Majority of project managers' time is spent to effectively plan the project activities. हमने एक कोट पे एंड किया था लास्ट लेक्चर, वो था if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When project planning is not done well, when as project managers we fail or we don't have the right ability or the capability to plan things well, then what happens? Poor estimates lead to cost and schedule overruns. Inability to discover deviations from undocumented plans. Resources are not available or applied when needed. Inability to meet commitments. No lessons learned for future projects mean making the same mistakes on multiple projects, time in, time out. Projects fail if you fail to plan. Under the planning phase, if you notice that there are about approximately 20 processes, all under the planning phase. And this tells you why majority of a project manager's time is spent in this particular phase. Project risk management को का अगर हम example use करें, तो out of the 6 processes, 5 processes are in the project planning phase of the project. इसी तरह से अगर आपने सारा काम सही से आइडेंटिफाई किया और प्लानिंग फेज में you have the templates ready, then the probability of you succeeding is very high. The project planning goals. Establish estimates. Estimates of project planning parameters are established and maintained. And this is according to Carnegie Mellon University. Project planning goals, or the reason why this is so important that we are reviewing it again, is to understand and ensure that no matter what methodology you are using or applying, the concepts still stay the same. So under the Carnegie Mellon concepts, under the project planning goals, they are saying they have come up with 3 basic goals. Establishing of estimates. Estimates of project planning parameters are established and maintained. Development of a project plan. A project plan is established and maintained as basis for managing the project. Project plan is not a document. Project management plan or a project plan comprises of several documents, many documents that helps and guides the project manager through the execution and the monitoring and control phase of the project. And then third one is the obtain commitment to the plan. Commitments from relevant stakeholders are established and maintained. You need to know this picture. सबसे पहला है establishing of estimates. Arrow back and forth of planning data. Any data that you can get hold of or have created or have produced that is being used to produce something called a project plan, which is not a document, several documents, but all the planning data, all of the supporting material is used to create project plan documents. By the end of this process, you will come up with a project plan which will be used for project monitoring and control. PMNC is the project monitoring and control. We use the project plan to obtain commitment to our plan. Commitment from whom? Commitment from the upper management, your own project organization, the sponsors, the customers, and your own team members. All relevant stakeholders. Once the commitment piece is complete, you will have happy, committed stakeholders who are not only responsible, but they feel accountable for the successful delivery of the project. How does an estimate become a budget? You validate estimate with the project team. You review your assumptions, your hours, risk, changes, issues, etc., etc. You validate your estimate with the sponsors, financial executive, quality assurance team, and all relevant stakeholders that should be accountable and responsible for meeting those targets. And what are we validating? Business rationale, timings and cost estimates, any cost buffers or contingency reserves, profit contribution, etc. You baseline the budget. We spent some time on clarifying the term baseline. What is a baseline? Baseline means that you have the estimate. Once it is committed to, everybody agrees to it, it becomes the committed target for delivery of your project goals. Then, based on the baseline, you calculate the variances on a weekly, monthly, or a quarterly basis. Planned versus the actual. That is reporting your monthly status. Plan what the senior management would like to see. हमने terms use किए थे जब हम variance की बात करते हैं, तो हम बात करते हैं SPI और CPIs की, और बहुत सी और भी चीज़ें होती हैं, मगर अगर उस पे हम फोकस करें तो Schedule Performance Index और Cost Performance Index. Under the project cost management knowledge area, we focused ourselves on 1.0, which is meeting the target. Less than 1.0 means you are either over budget or you're not meeting your target dates. Over 1.0 means you're exceeding performance. So equal SPI or CPI equal to 1.0 mean that you have met the target. Greater than 1.0 means you're exceeding your targets. Less than 1.0 means you are trying to meet the targets, but you are not performing at the desired level, which is meeting the targets what you have planned. Planned versus the actual. Your project management plan. It uses outputs from other planning processes to create a consistent and coherent document that can be used to guide both project execution and project control. Project charter is the initial document. सबसे पहला जो document जो बनाया जाता है project life cycle में, वो है project charter. Moving into the project planning phase, you create several documents that are considered part of the project plan. These are the formal approved documents used to manage and control project execution. Project plan must be revised, reviewed and revisited throughout the project and should be used as the axis around which all subsequent communications revolve. That guiding or monitoring document that takes a project management on the journey to successful delivery of the project targets. Project plan. The formal project plan includes but is not limited to the following documents. Project charter. signed and completed in the initiation phase, WBS task and resource assignments, major milestone and baseline target delivery dates, project communication plan, the responsibility assignment matrix, the RAM, the risk management document, the issues management document, change management document, the milestone chart, project status plan template, quality assurance document, and the lessons learned. ये basic documents हैं that should always be part of the project plan. Think of project plan as this big folder with little tabs in it, each tab being represented by what I just talked about. And each of those tabs get updated, reviewed, and revisited throughout the project life cycle from the execution phase. The above documents need to be in place to be ready to execute, manage, and track your project performance. Focusing our attention on work breakdown structure, the WBS. It serves as the framework on which project is built and as the map for project execution. WBS focuses our attention on project objectives and encourages detailed planning and documentation. It clarifies responsibilities and identifies elements for estimating and work assignment. WBS is used throughout the project. It needs to be revised in event of any changes or updates. WBS is the cornerstone of quality project planning. When we are developing a WBS, so what happens? The best way, it is used as a responsibility and an accountability tool. The best way to develop a WBS is to get together the team, whoever is available. If you can borrow resources that can help you in development of a WBS, you put them together in a working session mode where everybody provides input to what activities are needed to take the project from point A to point Z. So what are some of the suggested ways when we are developing a work breakdown structure? Gather all project-related materials that define solution, approach, and scope. Review WBS for similar projects. Prepare a high-level WBS representing what? Refine and decompose to manageable and trackable levels. Involve responsible project team members in development of this WBS. Include project support elements such as PMIS, quality assurance. Avoid developing details before it is needed. Review structure with responsible stakeholders. Get buy-in from those who are responsible for the deliverables. This is the accountability aspect of it. Add appropriate elements to manage risk. And last but not the least is the use good judgment. There are no hard and fast rules. All these are proven ways of how good WBSs have been developed for good, successful projects. We would like to review and take you through some of the templates that has been developed. These are industry best templates that have been provided to you. And hopefully for your assignment, you have tried to take up a hypothetical project and try to fill some of those templates. So by this time, while we are reviewing those concepts, you should be very comfortable with using these templates. The templates that we've included are the project charter document, project communication plan, the responsibility assignment matrix, the risk management document, the issues management document, the change management document, the milestone chart template, project status plan template, and the lessons learned report. Project charter. It is the initial document. Integration phase या knowledge area में जो develop होता है पहला document in the initiation phase of the project. A document that formally authorizes a project or phase and documenting initial requirements that satisfies stakeholders' needs and expectations. इसमें सिर्फ हमने satisfy किया है, मगर हमें वो word हमेशा use करते हैं, not only meeting the needs and expectation but exceeding the needs and expectation of the stakeholders. Project sponsor signs the charter so the project could go in the planning phase. We have developed a general project charter template which can be customized. ये slide आपने देखा है. You have already been given the template which you should have already completed or put together. दूसरा, project communication plan. Many experts say that the greatest threat to the success of any project is a failure to communicate. 75 to 90% of a project manager's time is spent communicating. These are some of the numbers that have been provided by several experienced resources. Communication can be verbal, non-verbal, written, body language. हमने emphatic listening की बात की थी, successful listening की बात की थी, mediums, perceptions. Project plan itself is the most meaningful communication vehicle in the entire arsenal. Communication plan should be a comprehensive plan. Responsibility Assignment Matrix, the RAM. It's a matrix that helps and maps the work of the project as described in the WBS to the people responsible for performing the work as organizational breakdown structure. RAM is a very important document, so the project staff is very clear about their own roles and responsibilities. इस वक्त अगर हम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और अकाउंटेबिलिटी की बात करें तो मुनासिब होगा. रिस्पॉन्सिबल हमने रेसी चार्ट की भी बात की थी, RACI. उसमें ये होता है कि रिस्पॉन्सिबल, who is responsible? Responsible are the people who are doing the work. Project team members. Most of the time, if you don't have another level of leaders like technical leader, web lead, project management office for doing a lot of work, so project manager is ultimately accountable for the successful delivery and implementation of the project activities. मगर हो सकता है उसके आगे उसे उस project manager और responsible individuals के बीच में भी एक tier हो, people who are accountable. It depends on the size and the complexity of the project. So be very clear about the terms responsibility and accountability. जब हम responsibility लोगों को देते हैं तो we need, as project managers, we need to be very sure that the goals are smart goals, that they are specific, they are measurable, attainable, realistic and time bound. We also need to understand the difference between power and authority. Power over time होता है, it's the measurement of respect. Authority is the title, the legal authority that gives the person leverage to sign documents. जो हमने लास्ट नॉलेज एरिया कवर किया था वो हमने रिस्क को कवर किया था और उसमें हमने काफ़ी सारा टाइम इन्वेस्ट किया. There are 6 processes across the board 5 जो रिस्क के प्रोसेसेस हैं वो प्लानिंग फेज में है, एक मॉनिटरिंग एंड कंट्रोल में है, क्वांटिटेटिव रिस्क भी होता है, क्वालिटेटिव रिस्क भी होता है. जो टेम्पलेट हमने आपको प्रोवाइड किया वो इट वाज more of a qualitative because it was subjective. We described high, medium, low, or high, moderate and low, and how we give a chronological order, identifying, analyzing, assessing, and finally closing out. And in between, I cannot forget that we also talked about the mitigation strategies. So what is a risk? Risk is an uncertainty that can have a positive or negative effect on meeting project objectives. Negative तो समझ आया, positive की भी हमने बात की थी. It's considered a business opportunity. कोई हो सकता है ये जो रिस्क है ये हमको एक चेंज की तरह लाए. It results in an extension or an enhancement of the project. In that case, it becomes a positive opportunity or a positive business opportunity for the project performing organization. Risk management plan. A plan that documents the procedures for managing risk throughout the project. Risk register would be a document that contains results of various risk management processes, often displayed in a table or a spreadsheet format. A tool for documenting potential risk events and related information. बार बार हम एक बात कह रहे हैं मगर risk is an initial factor. Risk को हम identify कर सकते हैं. Risk अभी हुआ नहीं है. We are predicting an event that could negatively affect our project. जब वो रिस्क हो जाता है, things that we have identified as potential threats to the project, when they do take life, then it becomes an issue. Issue is a matter under question or dispute that could impede a project's success. When risk occurs, it becomes an issue. Under the issue management template, we talked about who, what, when, how kind of details. It's very important to understand that issue escalation के लिए, ताकि अगर ज़रूरत हो किसी और upper management की, तो we have identified our sponsors who can pick up the phone, who can make the right contacts, who can call the appropriate functions to hasten up the resolution of the issue process. And that is where identification of sponsor is very important, and also the understanding that issues need to be resolved as quickly as possible. They also fall under the categories of critical, high, medium and low, depending on the effects of that issue on our project. Sponsor के लिए ये भी बहुत ज़रूरी है कि we as project managers keep them at a hand's distance so that they can contribute to our project frequently and appropriately. अगर किसी स्पॉन्सर के पास 5 प्रोजेक्ट हैं तो वो ये नहीं कह सकता कि मैं 20% ऑफ माई टाइम आई एम गोइंग टू स्पेंड ऑन ईच ऑफ माई प्रोजेक्ट्स. वो ये भी नहीं कह सकता कि मैं इन 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स को 50% दूंगा और इन दोनों को 25% दूंगा और तीसरे को मुझे कोई टाइम देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, 5वें को. For any sponsor and for any project, the needs of attention can vary, and it's very important for project managers to understand that. There will be weeks or months when you will not need any kind of attention from the sponsor or any activity from the sponsor other than making sure that they continue to participate in the meetings, they continue to be aware and alert of your needs. But then there will be weeks or there will be time when you need more attention than any other time. All these are very important to understand, not only for the sponsors, but also for the project manager. Changes. ऐसा कोई भी project नहीं है दुनिया में जहाँ changes ना हुई हों. When issues cannot be dealt with, they become changes. मगर सिर्फ यही criteria नहीं है. सिर्फ issues ही changes नहीं बनते हैं. Changes most of the time are initiated by the project team members itself. Project team members are actually working on the process. They are working on your project. They are the first ones to see trouble or they see enhancements that can improve the existing scope. So, पहला जो है, yes, issues when they cannot be dealt with, they become changes. That's one criteria of changes coming into a project. Change management is very important for the project and it should be done through a change control board, CCB. Identification of important stakeholders from upper management that have the vision to see whether changes should be approved or rejected. टीम मेंबर्स को और एंड यूजर्स को जो चेंजेस नज़र आ रहे होते हैं, हो सकता है कि हमारी कंपनी की विजन और मिशन में ये कारआमद नहीं साबित हो. सो चेंज कंट्रोल बोर्ड शुड बी इन अ पोजिशन टू अंडरस्टैंड whether these meet the goals and objectives, or how important is it to meet my deadline even if it means foregoing this change. Change management document is supported by a change request form to formally make changes in the project. Change request log should be updated whether change request is approved or rejected. हर changes जो initiate किए गए हैं और जिसने भी किया गया है, they need to go in the change request log. Anytime the change request changes the end date of the project, uses cost or money, additional money than what has been allocated for the project, or changes the initial scope of the project, then you need to describe it and define it to the next level under the change request form, where you provide more information. You also estimate how long will it take and how many resources or how much resources will it take, and then it goes to the change control board for approval or rejection. What are milestones? सिंपल सा वर्ड है. हम इस्लामाबाद से लाहौर की तरफ जाते हैं. 200 माइल में हर थोड़ी देर पे हमको एक मार्कर सा मिलता है. कहते हैं कि 50 miles covered, या लाहौर is 150 miles away, फिर लाहौर is 100 miles away, लाहौर is 50 miles away, so on so forth. These are little markers that tell you that you are on the right track and you are making progress. Milestone is a significant event on a project with zero duration. Project management lingo या project management language में हम इसको कहते हैं dummy activities. इसको हम कहते हैं reasons to celebrate. We define activities and we give it a zero duration. So if, for example, if you're using Microsoft Project, it will come up on the Gantt chart as a little diamond. These should be identified appropriately, across the WBS to ensure that you have targets and you are making right progress, and you can provide these as reasons to celebrate to the customer, proving that you are doing the work that is expected out of you as a project manager. A milestone chart has been designed as certain activities need to be completed to move on to the next phase. Milestones serve as a marker to help in identifying necessary activities, setting schedule goals, and monitoring progress. Creating appropriate milestones and getting commitment from the sponsors, ensuring that these milestones are really documenting or ensuring progress towards the main target, is a work of a project manager. The project status plan template. अगर एक important document कहीं अगर हमसे as project manager कोई question करे कि out of all the templates, all the documents, what is the most important document in the monitoring and control phase of the project? Obviously मेरा जवाब होगा everything is very important, जिसको मैं बार बार अपने lectures में कहती रही हूँ, most important, this is most important, आप भी कहते होंगे हर चीज़ most important है, मगर अगर एक most important template pick किया जाए तो वो है project status plan template. During the monitoring and control phase, it does everything for you. जो template हमने आपको दिया है उसमें 5 top most issues हैं, 5 top most risks हैं, 5 top most changes हैं, milestones हैं, achievements over the past weeks, achievements over the next 2 weeks. Are we on target? Red, yellow, green. ये concept अब तक आप को clear हो जाना चाहिए. Red meaning we are halted, we need help, we are not making any progress. Yellow, things seem to be going fine, however on the radar screen we see issues. If they are not resolved, if it doesn't get appropriate attention, then we may become red. That means our progress will stop. Green means all good. Project status is generated periodically depending upon the length of the project as per the requirements. Peer lessons learned report. Reflective statements written by project managers and their team members to document important things they have learned from working on the project. It's a best practice to document the lessons learned on periodic basis. अगर बहुत frequently नहीं करना है तो at least mid of the project में lessons learned होना चाहिए, because you still will have time to fix some issues or fix some holes and gaps. वरना end of the project में बहुत ज़रूरी है, and the reason is कि जो हो गई तो वो तो हो गई, मगर you should use those lessons to make sure that those issues will not be repeated in the next upcoming project. Project planning. The purpose of good project planning is to ensure that all detailed plans for managing the project are defined, formal commitments are established, and the team is ready to execute. Effective project planning equals readiness for performance. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Project planning checkpoint. As a project manager, you must validate financial commitment to the business, set expectation with the client and project sponsor, recognize that this is a hard go, no-go decision, have your project team committed to the plan, be ready to be accountable for the project execution, or summing it up at the bottom is that the project planning is crucial point in the project life cycle when you decide if the project is ready to commit to future execution tasks. शुरू में मैंने काफ़ी दफ़ा कहा था कि प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर वो एक जगलर होता है जो खड़ा है और बहुत सी चीज़ों के साथ जगल कर रहा है, या और ये बॉल्स नहीं, ये प्रोसेसेस हैं. प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर्स आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर कॉस्ट, project profit. They're also responsible for their project team members' efficiency. They're responsible for project expenses, quality control, and the list never ends. तो प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर बेचारा है, वो बीच में खड़ा है और वो हर इशू को रिजॉल्व करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. At the end of the project planning process, your business executives will decide if your project can or should target meeting specific business objectives. हमने काफ़ी सारा टाइम स्पेंड किया था एक लेक्चर पे जहां हमने कॉजेज ऑफ ट्रबल्ड प्रोजेक्ट की बात की थी, और फिर हमने सम ऑफ दीज कॉजेज को ड्रिल डाउन किया था ताकि हमारे पास एक अच्छा इंफॉर्मेशन आ जाए. Let's repeat some of the things, some of the main causes that takes a project to a troubled state. और अगर हमने उसको सही से टैकल नहीं किया in a troubled state, then it continues to become a failed project. Failure to set and manage customers' expectation. Customer is unprepared to take on project responsibilities. Lack of common understanding of requirements. Poor quality proposals. Lack of information in the charter document. Charter being the initial document. अगर उसमें ही आपकी information missing है, तो moving forward you will not have a clear understanding of the scope. Unclear organization roles and responsibilities. Failure to plan and manage your project risks. Lack of defined quality control mechanisms. And last but not the least, inaccurate and uncommitted project estimates. Initiating processes खत्म हो गए, planning process हो गए, अब moving on is the execution or the implementation of these processes. अब काम शुरू हुआ है project का. And while the work is going on, we are continuously monitoring and controlling these activities to see the variance or the differences between what we had planned versus what is happening in actual. So planned versus actual, giving you the variances, the schedule variance, the cost variance, and ultimately giving you some kind of a performance index. The CPI, the cost performance index, the schedule performance index, or so on so forth, lot of other things. जो executing and controlling processes है, उसके बारे में काफ़ी बात की है हमने, मगर वो that is really the execution of it all. जहाँ हमने templates डिज़ाइन किए थे, execution mode में जब हम आ जाते हैं तो एग्जीक्यूशन मोड में हम स्टेटस रिपोर्ट लिखना शुरू करते हैं, रिस्क को मॉनिटर कर रहे होते हैं, इश्यूज आ रहे होते हैं, चेंजेस आ रहे होते हैं. दैट मीन्स वो सारा जो काम हमने प्लानिंग फेज में किया था, अब रियल मीट इज गेटिंग ऑन टू सम ऑफ दोज टेम्पलेट्स एंड डॉक्यूमेंट्स. अगर आपने अच्छे से टाइम स्पेंड किया है प्लानिंग में, then during the execution phase, if everything is going as planned, then project manager is in a very comfortable state. Hopefully the team is a high performing team. You have delegated the activities to them. वो जो 4 steps of management होता है, it starts off with supporting, coaching, और फिर finally executing. It starts off with directing, supporting, coaching, and then delegating project activities. कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर If you've done your work under the planning phase, फिर वो एक बड़े comfortable से state में आ जाता है. With that, let's move to the last but not the least, the closure phase of the project. Project closure consists of documenting project results to formalize acceptance of the product of the project by the project sponsors or the customers. Includes lessons learned, historical archive, customer or end user sign-off, team appraisals, etc. etc. जितनी importance project planning को दी जाती है, to some level, the same kind of importance need to be given to the project closure phase also. Because इसमें बहुत सी important चीज़ें हो रही होती हैं. We are ensuring that the project is finishing off on a positive note. We'll talk about the team appraisal. Team appraisal is when you document the performance of the team members, constructive feedback, what went right, what did not go as it was planned for the individual team members, all that is documented. You also go back or go out to the end user and get their sign-off, get their acceptability of the project, the product or the service that you have delivered. Project closure हर दफ़ा successfully complete होने में ही नहीं होता है. Project closure may result from project completion as agreed by the sponsor. That means all project activities and work is complete. There is also sometimes situations where there is a mutual agreement to close out the project. Mutual agreement उस हाल में होती है when there is lack of funds, there's a change in policy, etc. etc. Sometimes ऐसा भी होता है कि either of the party, people who are doing the work or people who are getting the work done from you, don't want to proceed further. They don't see any value in making further progress. In that case, if both parties are not in a mutual consent form, then there is breach of contract, legal proceeding, lawsuits, etc. etc. Based on that situation, एक important slide आपके साथ share की गई थी, वो थी why do we need project closure? The purpose of project closure is to ensure several things. सबसे important that the project is formally accepted or terminated. All contractual obligations are met. Under the procurement or contract management, we talked about this life cycle. Contract management starts from the initiation phase and goes on until the closure phase. So in the closure phase, you need to ensure that all your contractual obligations are met. Your project records are completed, saved and archived. Only the essential documentation is retained. Only and all of the essential documentation is retained. Resources, the 3M, the man, machine and the material are released. इसके बारे में भी हमने काफ़ी discussion किया. It would be a good time for you to go back and review some of those concepts. Another important one is to make sure that your finance books are all complete. Project closeout plan and its activities are part of the WBS task and resources should be committed to ensure successful closure. If you don't start thinking of closeout from the beginning, then you will not be able to close out at the end. Project closure phase बड़ा interesting phase होता है. हर कोई उस वक्त कोशिश कर रहा होता है to move on and secure themselves on other projects. एक भागम दौड़ सी मची हुई होती है, including the project manager, who at this point in time may or may not be committed to another project, or they're at least looking out or doing work of some other project along with trying to close out this existing process or project. अगर आपने initial phases में जब आप planning कर रहे होते हैं as part of your WBS activities, if you have not listed these activities, the project closure activities, and you have not allocated appropriate time and appropriate resources to successfully complete these activities, then your project closure cannot be done successfully. It's an important thing to realize, because closure phase may, the basic assumption is that all the work is done, we are all ready to leave and quit or move on. Some are very negative about what happened in the project. उनको convince करना, उनको motivate करना to complete the project tasks is another big work for the project manager. Some of the project closure activities, all this has already been discussed and reviewed, but because of the importance of these phases, I am making sure that I use this time as a review to bring back those concepts. The project closure activities. Project plan updates are complete. Documentation is archived. Legal contract closure is completed. The administrative closure for resources is done. Team appraisal with development suggestions. Underlined bullet is positive team closure. Corrective actions are taken. Lessons learned are taken care of. Sponsor and end user sign off document. बहुत important है, all the documentation जिसका हमने पिछले slide में बात की थी, essential and all documentation is burnt on CDs. Several CDs are made. One is kept in the project management office, one is with the project manager or the project organization, one is given to the customer, one is provided to the sponsors, and subsequently अगर कोई और offices हैं where they maintain records of the ongoing projects, then the CD with all the documentation should be stored there. Sponsor and end user sign off needs to take place in a very cordial environment, where if there are any issues, they should be discussed and resolved or moved on to the next phase of the project, identifying who will be the responsible person to take care of the warranty and the guarantee issues. Project manager closure responsibility. So what would be my responsibility as a project manager during the closure phase? Completion of all project documentation, completeness of tasks, all terms of agreement, releasing the technical environment, transferring of assets, transfer of warranty and maintenance support, secure intellectual capital, things that have been developed, patents, any new templates, any new methodology that has been created, especially in a long-term project. All of that is considered as intellectual capital and needs to be secured. Sometimes it's the property of the customer that is paying money for that effort. It includes methods and processes that have been developed. It also includes products that have been developed during the project. Last बहुत important bullet है, which is preparing project evaluation report. Document and communicate lessons learned to the management. Lessons learned की बात हम बहुत करते हैं, आखिर बनाने का फ़ायदा क्या है? बनाने का फ़ायदा ये है कि project manager should also identify a line item under the WBS where he or she has this opportunity to take the lessons learned and have a meeting with the project sponsors to tell them and share with them things that have been discussed in that meeting. अगर वो लाइन आइटम नहीं होगा तो आप लेसन्स लर्न डॉक्यूमेंट तो बनाएंगे मगर उसको डिस्कस नहीं कर सकेंगे. सो इट्स प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी to identify a line item in your WBS, to take the results of the lessons learned and review that with your sponsors. Performance reviews should be submitted to the functional managers. ये point है to review the project organizations. Functional organizations, matrix organizations and projectized organizations. दुनिया में अभी 85 to 90% organizations are functional or matrix. Very few organizations are strong matrix to projectized. Matrix में भी 3 levels होते हैं. Weak matrix, balanced matrix या प्रोजेक्टाइज्ड या स्ट्रॉन्ग मैट्रिक्स. डिफरेंट टर्म्स यूज होते हैं. वीक मैट्रिक्स को कई दफ़ा हम फंक्शनल मैट्रिक्स भी कहते हैं और स्ट्रॉन्ग मैट्रिक्स को हम प्रोजेक्टाइज मैट्रिक्स भी कहते हैं. बट प्रोजेक्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर में फंक्शनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर वेयर यू बेग, बोरो और स्टील resources. That means you even under the balanced matrix or the weak matrix organization, you are working with project resources who have been borrowed from other functional organization. इसका सिंपल सा मतलब और मकसद ये है कि जो आपके resources थे 6 महीने के लिए, साल के लिए, whatever the duration of your project was, you have resources that came in that worked for you during that time frame, and at the end of the project they will not be released, they will not be let go from the organization, but they will go back to the departments where they came from. The departments where they came from are called functional departments, functional organizations, and the managers in project management lingo are called line managers or functional managers. अब प्रोजेक्ट क्लोजर फेज में प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि बिफोर दीज रिसोर्सेज गो बैक टू देयर पेरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और देयर पेरेंट डिपार्टमेंट, एक उनका परफॉर्मेंस रिव्यू फॉर्म भर के जिसमें इवैल्यूएशन की जाए. याद रखें, यू कैन नॉट क्रिटिसाइज पीपल अब्रप्टली. यू आर अ प्रोफेशनल एज अ प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर. यूज कंस्ट्रक्टिव फीडबैक. Use this opportunity to highlight things that went well. Everybody has put in enough effort to make your project successful and to make their project successful. So, this performance review is of extreme importance to ensure that credit is provided to the person going back to the parent organization or parent department after the completion of the project. Agar there are rooms for improvement, then use this opportunity to highlight specific targets or specific training needs for this person ताकि वो अपने objectives meet कर सके after returning back to their own organization. With this, I would like to say good luck to you. Allah Hafiz. आपने बहुत कुछ सीखा होगा. अब फाइनल एग्जामिनेशन का टाइम आ जाएगा. Your final examination will be on a pattern that you should have seen in the midterm. There will be 50 MCQs, multiple choice questions. Under the options, there will be 2 options that will be very close to being right. But remember, only one is the right answer. If you have gone through the PowerPoint slides, if you have listened carefully to the review lectures, then you should be in a very good shape and form to attempt all of those MCQs. There will be a group of short but very pertinent questions that will ask you to answer very, very specifically. There would also be a section with some numerical questions. It could be from the procurement management, it could be from the risk management or the cost management. But again, you need to have reviewed all of the material to be able to answer these questions. Focus on the PowerPoint slides. Think of the concepts, think of the discussions or the lecture that was given to you in the background. With that, you will inshallah do very well. All the best to you. Hopefully, inshallah, you will become big and successful project managers, and you will report this back to us as feedback. Hoping that again that you have learned something from this particular class, and wishing you all the best in the future upcoming classes. With this is Ghazala Amin. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz to all of you.